Let's talk about the unnecessary sexualization of the LGBTQIA2S+ community. Specifically bi and pan people. We get this a lot, and quite frankly, it's gross, and it's old, and it's boring. Please stop. Being bi and or pan, depending on how you personally identify, because I have met people who identify as one, but definitely not the other, and then other people are like, I don't know, kind of both, maybe, I don't really care what the label is. No matter how each individual defines themselves, every single person that I've talked to about this has been overly sexualized without their consent. Some people are just more sexual than others. That's just how we're wired, and that's not a bad thing. But bi and pan people often get thrown into this category of, I'm just going to be very blunt, we'll fuck anything. And that is definitely not true. I originally was going to ask, do all cis-het men think that all women want them? The answer, usually yes. And then I was going to ask, just as an example, do all cis-het men think that all cis-het women want them to want them? And unfortunately the answer is yes. So I think if we look at that example, we see where the problem lies. And don't come at me with the whole not all men argument, because that is also old and boring, and it shows where your issues are. Work on those. The issue comes from toxic masculinity, which is rooted in white supremacist, puritanical, heterosexual, normative ickiness. So bi and pan people are walking around with this stigma, this weight of things that we did not create. And it feels very sexual harassment-y. Assumption that we just want to sleep with everyone attached to us, which makes us over-sexualized in a lot of places, and unfortunately a lot of times within our own community as well. And there are layers to this rhetoric, like if a bi person is in a hetero-presenting relationship, then their bi-ness is assumed to be non-existent anymore. It's not a cold. We didn't just get over it. It's just we found a person we vibe with. And if that person presents as a heterosexual relationship, that doesn't change the bisexualness or the pansexualness of the person. Like when heterosexual people get married, their sexuality doesn't change or disappear, so why would queer people's? It's just a really harmful idea that is created by toxic masculinity.